Let me ask you something. When was the last time you let your dog just stop? Just stand there on the sidewalk, nose buried in some random patch of grass, sniffing away for 2 full minutes while you stood there like an idiot? If your answer is never, or I always pull them away, then I need you to keep watching, because there's a good chance you've been misreading your dog this entire time. We talk a lot about what dogs need: training, exercise, nutrition. But what do they actually like? What makes them genuinely happy? And the honest answer surprised me when I first got deep into canine behavior. Because a lot of what we think dogs love, it's actually about us, not them. By the end of this video, you're going to know the real things your dog loves, backed by science, not just cute social media posts. And I'm going to show you how tapping into these things doesn't just make your dog happier, it actually makes your training faster, your bond stronger, and your day-to-day life with your dog a whole lot easier. These aren't tricks, these are fundamentals. Let's get into it. 1. They love your scent more than you realize. I'll start with something that sounds obvious but goes way deeper than people think. Dogs have an incredibly sensitive sense of smell, and your scent, even from unwashed clothing, is genuinely comforting to them. I've had clients who board their dogs and forget to leave something with their smell on it. Every single time, those dogs are more anxious, more restless. It's not a coincidence. Think of your scent as a security blanket. When your dog curls up on your hoodie on the couch, they're not being weird, they're self-soothing. That's important to understand because it means your presence is one of the most powerful tools you have as a dog owner. Not treats, not toys. You. 2. They love sniffing. Desperately. And we keep stopping them. This one I feel strongly about. Dogs have up to 300 million scent receptors, and sniffing is so mentally demanding that it activates what researchers call their brain's seeking system, the same system that drives curiosity, motivation, and reward. That's enormous. Here's the metaphor I always use. Imagine someone puts a blindfold on you every time you go outside. That's basically what we do to dogs when we walk them at our pace, pulling them away from every interesting smell. Dogs devote approximately 40 times more brain volume to processing smells than we do. This isn't a hobby for them, it's how they read the world. When a dog sniffs, their brain releases dopamine, the feel-good chemical, and this has a direct calming effect. I started doing what some people call sniff walks with my dogs years ago, where the whole point isn't distance, it's letting them follow their nose. The difference in their energy afterwards, remarkable. A 20 to 30-minute sniff walk can leave a dog just as tired as an hour-long brisk walk with no sniffing. Remember that next time you feel guilty about a short walk. 3. They love you more than food, but it depends on the relationship. This one's important for anyone who trains dogs. A study from Emory University used brain imaging combined with behavioral experiments and found that most dogs either preferred praise from their owners over food or liked both equally. Only 2 out of 13 dogs showed a strong preference for food. 2 out of 13. So why does your dog seem obsessed with treats during training? Because the relationship isn't there yet, or because they don't trust that praise means anything. I've worked with dogs who were completely treat motivated with strangers, but would drop the treat the second their owner called them. That's not a food drive issue, that's a bond. Dogs can sense emotions and intentions, and a person who consistently shows kindness and patience is likely to be favored. Build that, and your praise becomes currency. Now, here's where most people get it wrong, and this is the part that makes owners feel a little uncomfortable when I explain it. We assume that because we love something, our dogs love it too. Hugs, baby talk, big excited greetings every single time we walk in the door. But here's the truth. Hugging a dog can sometimes cause anxiety, and many dogs roll over not because they want a belly rub, but to show submission or discomfort. That's not enjoyment. That's your dog trying to communicate that they feel unsafe. Most dogs actually prefer a chest rub over a belly rub. And what about those loud, chaotic greetings where you rush in, grab their face, and baby talk at 100 miles an hour? Your dog might be tolerating that. They might even learn to enjoy the energy over time, but left to their own choice, what dogs really want most is your presence. calm physical touch, and the freedom to enjoy their own space. Calm is the key word. I started noticing this years ago with a German Shepherd I was working with. Her owner would greet her every morning like she just won a championship. The dog would wag, sure, but her ears were pinned, her body was stiff. The moment the owner learned to come in calm, sit down, and let the dog approach her, that dog transformed, calmer throughout the day, more confident, less reactive on walks. So what does all of this tell us? It tells us that what dogs love most isn't expensive toys or elaborate routines. It's connection. It's feeling safe. It's using their brain the way nature built it. Dogs feel happy, sad, trust, and love, and they need you, above all else, for companionship and genuine connection. Here's how I'd summarize the core things your dog loves, in order of what actually matters. 1. Your calm, consistent presence. 2. The freedom to sniff and explore on walks. 3. Physical touch in the right places at the right moments. 4. Praise from you, which for most dogs is more rewarding than food when the bond is strong. And 5. Routine. Dogs are creatures of pattern. They thrive on consistency. A predictable life is a less anxious life. Scientific studies show that when dogs and their handlers truly play together, not train, not discipline, but genuinely play, stress hormones actually decrease. That's the data, but I'd tell you that from experience too. The dogs I've worked with that have the strongest bonds with their owners aren't the ones who get the most treats or the most toys. They're the ones whose owners actually show up, attentive, calm, consistent. Now, knowing all of this changes how you approach every single interaction with your dog. But here's what I want you to think about before the next video. If dogs prefer your presence over food, and if calm beats chaos every time, what does your dog's daily life actually look like right now? Are you giving them the kind of attention they actually want, or the kind that makes you feel good? In the next video, I'm going to break down the things dogs genuinely hate, including several things almost every owner does without realizing it. One of them is something you probably did this morning. Stay tuned.